What's happening? What's happening? What's happening, y'all? So I'm about to hop on I'm jumping right into it today. I'm about to hop on a call with David Miles. He's a credit director at a lender. So like I told y'all a couple days ago, basically we're networking with lenders, um, people that are in a position to approve or deny, a commercial loan, right? People with influence at, credit unions and banks. um, because I plan on acquiring a business like 6 months from now. So I'm trying to build that relationship with him now, so that when I, reach out to him to, see if he can help me with a loan, he'll help, right? So, so yeah, bro, we trying to just be calculated. We trying to start doing. We doing things today to set up things 6, 8 months from now. You see what I'm saying? So I only got a couple minutes to talk to him. He talking about he only got a few minutes right now. He just called me and I was on another call, so I'm about to call him back right now. This is my first time talking to him. David, how you going, man? How's it going, man? It's Miles Hanna.
Hey Miles, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good, man. Where are you?
Good.
Where are you based?
Oh, I'm in Connecticut. Yeah.
Okay, okay, in
What about
Connecticut.
yourself?
I'm in Atlanta. I'm still in the A. Still in
Still in the
Atlanta.
A.
Yes, sir.
Nice. I gotta make my way back down there.
Okay, okay. How long you been in Connecticut for?
I grew up here, and then I eventually left to come back here in 2006.
Okay,
Yeah, so been here ever since.
okay.
You from
Like,
Atlanta originally?
yeah, yeah. Originally from Atlanta, more like the suburbs, so Marietta, so Northwest
Okay, I'm
Atlanta.
familiar. I'm
Okay,
familiar. Yeah.
yep. So that's where I'm from originally, and then of course, went to school in the city, and then just basically stayed in the city. I actually moved to Dallas for a few years and lived there for a few years, worked there, and then moved back to Atlanta. After that. Um, but yeah, bro. So I won't hold you too long. I know you said you got until you got another call at 3:30. Um, but
I have a few minutes, but you have to roll. My daughter has practice at 4, so I gotta take her to practice.
oh, okay,
Yeah, but it's all good. Have some time.
okay. But yeah, brother, I just wanted to talk to you, man, because I basically I just kind of give you a quick rundown of kind of what's going on. So I have in the past, I have tried to seek, loans for, a venture in the past, things like that,
Mm-hmm.
a few different ones. And just to be honest with you, bro, like I didn't know what the hell I was doing, you know,
Mm-hmm.
um, because I think even then, I think I knew probably somewhat of what I was doing, but I didn't know kind of. I feel like it's one of those situations where you don't know what you don't know, basically.
Yeah. Which
Um,
business were you trying to launch? What type of business?
yeah, so I was trying to launch a SaaS business, so a mobile app business.
Okay.
Yeah, I had built so basically I built a mobile app. It was a dating app specifically,
Okay.
and you know, I built the product, like started to get some traction. We weren't making a ton of money yet, but we were, making a little money. We had, a good bit of users, not a ton, but like I think it was like 10,000 users.
Yeah.
And so I just was like, okay, well, but I was having trouble with, the finances, right? Managing,
Yeah. You
the
need
business.
money to grow.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
I was one to scale.
Yeah.
And then so, I was like, okay, so I, applied for a commercial loan, a few different lenders, and of course, was denied. Um,
Right.
so,
Right.
I was just like, I came across your profile on LinkedIn, and
Mm-hmm.
saw that you're in the space. So I figured I would reach out to you and just try to kind of learn more about the space and
Mm-hmm.
so that like I'm more informed, you know,
Right. Right.
um, if that were to happen again. So,
Yeah.
could you just, but yeah, bro, if you don't mind, if you could just, tell me a little bit more about yourself. I saw what you do, like as of course, but
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a OG man. I graduated from Morehouse in '02, and I got my business administration degree with a concentration in management. So I've been with
Okay.
my current company, Eastern Funding, for about 17 years. Our niche within the industry would be like coin laundromats, grocery stores. We finance car washes. Not so much tech. We're not really in the tech world like you are, but I could kind of give you like some tips and things that we look for when we extend financing.
Sure.
Like for me, like I'm not sure if I want to be in corporate forever. It's a rat race. So,
Right.
eventually you want to do your own thing and start your own business. So I'm looking at what I know. With like coin laundromats, how can I get in the coin laundromat business? How can I get my first store? Then get my second store, third, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And then what I'm
It's all
seeing,
about building that wealth.
especially from the applicants that I see, especially if you're a first-time operator or first-time owner, it does take a lot of capital. If you're applying with us, it would take like at least 30% in, based on the amount that you're requesting to finance. So capital is a
Wow.
factor. Yeah, capital is a factor, like big time. Like if someone wants to buy $100,000 store, they have to come in with at least 30 grand.
Right.
So that's a big part of our process is getting the capital in. If you have someone that already is established and owns a store or two, we would take a store as additional collateral, and that would help with the loan to value on that loan. But that's like the main ways that we get the commercial business done. It's either the capital injection from the applicant, or we take additional collateral if it's free and clear. So as far as what you're doing with tech and with the dating app, it just kind of reminds me of Shark Tank.
Right.
Those guys, same situation, right? They need capital so they can scale their business. I'm not too familiar with that, but if I'm a lender looking at that, I'm asking like, what's in it for me? I'm not sure if you're willing to take on like additional partners that could inject.
Right. Right. Okay. So yeah, I mean, or VC or somebody like that, or VC or somebody like that, to kind of make up for, the that capital that I may not have. But that's the other thing too, bro. Like I tried to, I was seeking venture capital as well. So that was, I was kind of trying to kill two birds with one stone. So seeking VC, but then also, when that wasn't really going, when that what didn't go my way, I started seeking, commercial loan. So, but basically, what I hear you saying is kind of like two main factors, right? When it comes to securing a commercial loan, it's either come up with you said about 30%, or at least in your company's case, come up with 30% of the ask of the loan ask, or and or have that collateral, some type of other asset. So would you? Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. No, I was just saying. So like, let's say cash is tight, but you have a home, you have a mortgage, but there's equity, and you're willing to do like let a lender take a second mortgage on the property, like something like that is a way to gain capital. If you have assets, like the key really is just having assets, and those assets that you can leverage as collateral that can help you get capital.
Right, right. But that's the other thing too. It's like, yeah, so I understand that part, but it's hard to, but it's like, in this case, you know, I think sometimes it's like, if you don't have assets though, you know, that's why you're seeking the commercial loan, is that so you can create assets. You know what I mean? So it's like, it feels like you're like, for every step forward, you're taking two steps back. So that's what makes it that much harder.
So the loan itself, is it unsecured? Like they're not taking anything. It's almost like a revolving credit card, so to speak, or like a credit card, which are unsecured.
Yeah. I think so. The one I was seeking before, I'm pretty sure it was unsecured. I think.
Okay, that's tougher to get. It's a lot tougher to get because the lender or the bank, they don't have any collateral. So if you default, there's really nothing for them to take. They just have to go after you personally and leverage your personal guarantee. Did you offer a PG?
I did not. I don't think, because like I said, it was a few years ago. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's I don't think I did though.
Okay.
But when
And
it,
so if your credit is good, I would say, offer your personal guarantee. I mean, they could go after you personally if you defaulted. Um, but, from the bank's point of view, if you defaulted, they don't really have any collateral to go after. So all they have is your guarantee. Um, I think that's the way I would see it. When you're applying for these loans, did you have to present your business, like with a business plan and do a presentation?
I did have to submit like a business plan. I do remember
Okay.
submitting that. Um, so so yeah, I guess that plays a factor as well. Um, so my question to you is like, if so you mentioned to me two main factors, right? The collateral and then the cash injection.
Yes.
Is there, like, what have you seen in terms of like the income you need to have, like from maybe from like your day job, right? Like the income you need to
Mhm.
have, or your credit score, personal credit, or things like that, like just things like that. How's that? Do those come into play as well?
Yeah, it's also because they'll look at your credit report. They'll look at your revolving debt, your installment debt. So if you have credit cards, if you have a car loan, if you have a mortgage, and depending on that, your credit profile, you would be expected to make a certain amount based on the debt load that you're carrying.
Right, the debt
Um,
load, right, right.
yeah, just to be safe. I mean, I would say at least 100,000 you're making annually, or in
Yeah,
the ballpark. But
yeah,
let's say you don't have any student loan debt. Your car is paid off. You don't have any credit cards. Then that income requirement would be probably a little more lenient. If I'm the lender. But
okay,
on the other side, if you're carrying a lot of debt, then you have to show that you're able to pay that debt and have a decent salary to do that.
right, right, okay. Yeah, so I mean, in my case, I don't have a ton of debt, so
Yeah.
I guess that would play in my favor. But yeah, I get what you mean, right? Like if you have a lot of debt, they want to make sure that you can not only cover the debt, but you can also afford to pay the loan back.
Right. For sure.
Um,
For sure.
so so
Um,
yeah, that makes sense.
So going back to like the capital requirements, and I'm sure like for you once you started and you got your dating app to a point where you can offer it to the public, there had to be a certain dollar amount that you put in, like just more than the time or more than the sweat equity, but I'm pretty sure you had to invest some type of money into the app, right?
Yeah, yeah. At the time, I had invested like I think around 100,000. You know,
Yeah, see, right, that
yeah,
right there, like I hope that's in your business plan where you show that you put in your own money. 100 grand, that's a lot of money.
yeah,
So I mean, that speaks volumes in comparison to someone that only put in like 5,000 or 10,000 or didn't put a lot in.
right.
So that would show the lender that you are vested into it. You put your money where your mouth was, and now you
Right.
just need a little more help.
I got skin in the game. Like they
For
know that
sure,
I'm not just
exactly,
like, yeah, I'm not
exactly,
just asking without having, investing money, my own money. So
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. So that part is good. As long as you make that clear when you present it and it's in your business plan, that'll definitely work in your favor.
Okay.
Um, but yeah,
Bet.
I wish I could be more helpful because it's not the space that I'm in. Like if you're looking to buy a business, I could definitely be more helpful. But the tech space, like you're trying to, this is a startup and you're trying to scale it. And again, this is kind of like the Shark Tank guys.
Yeah. Yeah. The
I like that. I
VCs.
like that world. It's cool.
Yeah.
Because if you make it, then you're set. You scale it. You eventually. I don't know if your plan is to hold or to get to a certain point and sell and make a killing off of it.
Yeah.
But it's a good position to be at. It's just hard getting to that point.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the key, right? And that's what I
Yeah.
have experienced is like it's hard to kind of get over that hump. You have all
Yeah.
these hurdles. With capital being kind of at the forefront of those hurdles that you gotta
Does it?
overcome.
How much does it cost to keep that going like on a monthly basis? Like, what's the expenses?
Yeah, so um The monthly expenses for me were around like between 10 and 15 thousand a month.
Oh,
It was
wow.
about yeah, it was about 10 to 15 thousand a month. Because I actually had a couple of contractors, or one contractor,
Mhm.
working with me. So he was a developer that was helping me
Oh,
build
okay.
it.
Got it.
And then the overhead costs in terms of like server costs and things like that, those weren't too bad. But overall, like in total, it was like kind of in the low five figures. So
Okay. Okay. That's tough.
yeah,
It's a lot of money. Yeah.
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 Um, But yeah, but no, bro, I appreciate it. I appreciate your insight. This was helpful for me. Um, you know, it's better. Like I feel like I know a lot more now. Definitely a lot more than I knew, 15 minutes ago.
Okay.
So,
That's good.
you know what I
That's
mean?
good.
So,
I would,
um,
other than that, like if I
yeah,
was in your shoes, I would just try to attend as many tech conferences as possible. If you have to make your way out to California, which is more or less like the tech hub, and the San Francisco area, if you know anyone out there, I think you have a better chance of getting this off the ground. Either that or New York, that's another hot spot.
right.
But you're definitely in a position where you just have to network with people that's in the space. Talk to a lot of people, make connections, attend those conferences, and
Yep.
maybe someone they know someone that would get you in front of that right person that is willing to take a chance. And traditional lenders, like, they don't really understand that world, so they're more reluctant to pass on the loan as opposed to someone else that they're in it, they're familiar with it, they see the potential of it, and they're willing to take a chance on you and the product.
Mm, right. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, I appreciate your help, brother.
Yeah,
I
no problem.
always love talking to other Morehouse pros, who know their stuff, and know more than I do, in their field. So, yeah, bro, you said you're in Connecticut, so actually, fly up there. I have a few friends up there that way.
Oh, cool.
So anytime I fly through, man, I'll give you a shout, and maybe we could grab lunch or something. So
Hey man, hit me up. I'm in Norwalk, so that's Southern Connecticut.
okay,
Yeah, I'm like about an hour and change outside the city.
okay,
But yeah, if you're in the area, man, just hit me up. I'm around.
for sure, bro. All right, bro.
All right.
I'll let you get to it. I know you said you had to take your child to practice. So
Yeah, I got a little baller on my hands. I
okay,
got it.
okay, that's what's up, bro. That's what's
Yeah,
up.
she's playing AAU, so
Okay,
that's just it's my proud dad moment watching her play over the weekends.
okay, that's dope. That's
How
dope.
old are you?
I just turned 32.
Okay, so you have
Yeah.
time, man. You're still young. I'm 44. I'm 45 now, but yeah, you still have time, man. You have plenty of time to do your business thing before you get into the family and kids thing. Because then you have real responsibilities, and you can't be as risky with the chances that you're taking. Right now, you don't have any dependents, so you can take risks. It's just you,
Right.
and you'll be fine. But I'll tell you right now, like, it's a lot harder to take chances when is around tech, or if you have anything specific to dating apps, anything that was it Match.com? I don't know if that's still around, but
Yep.
any type of event that like Match or these other ones would be at, I would try to be at those same places. Um, and fun fact,
Right.
actually, I met my wife on Match, so
Oh, for real? Oh
you're,
man,
you're
that's crazy. That's
yeah, you're
crazy.
in the right business, because it
Okay.
does work. I'm living proof that it works.
Yeah,
Um,
that's dope.
and then I was actually one last thing. If I'm, let's say I'm the bank, and you're pitching this to me for your app, what
Hmm.
sets you apart from your competition?
Yeah. So, um, so what sets us apart from our competition is, the technology that we have integrated into our app, that has catfish prevention. So we've leveraged AI analysis, prediction analysis, that
Mm-hmm.
prevents catfishes from joining the platform. That actually over what $600 million. People lose over $600 million on dating apps through catfishes. So yeah, that's a fact. So we really leaned into that statistic, and that's kind of one of our main selling points to like, to VCs or um, you know, uh, or lenders, anybody, right, that has the capital. That's kind of our selling point is that we're solving that $600 million problem.
Okay.
So that's definitely one of our main differentiators.
Okay. Yeah, just be strong with that, and just make it clear, what sets you apart from your competition. Um, I want to give you this guy's name.
Okay.
He graduated the same year as me. I haven't spoken to him in years, but I'll give you his name because I know he successfully launched a condom business.
Okay,
I know it's
really?
a
It's a
different.
condom
Yeah, I know it's
business.
a different. Yeah, I know it's a different
Wow.
animal, different business.
Yeah.
But he did launch a condom business, and like he's in Walmart, he's in CVS.
Wow.
Like I haven't spoken to him in years, but he might be someone good to connect with as well.
Okay. Okay. What is his name?
His name is Jason K. Panda, Panda.
Panda. Jason Panda. Okay.
Yeah, Jason Panda. He was in the same class as me, graduated the same year, 2002. Jeez. Man, that's 24 years ago. That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
But
yeah,
he has this business called B Condoms, and could offer some additional guidance or tips.
Okay, for sure.
And just tell him that Miles, you spoke to me, and he'll know who you're talking about. But let him know that I referred you to him, that we connected.
Okay, we'll do. I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, no problem at all.
All right, we'll be catching up, and like I said, I'll let you know if I'm or when I'm in Connecticut in that area.
All right, yeah, let's stay connected, man.
All right, man. We'll talk soon. Peace,
all right,
brother.
For sure. Good luck.
Thank you. Peace.
Yep.
All right. So as y'all just saw, I just talked to David Miles. Um, he is a credit director at a lender, right? So a capital lender, so like a credit union or a bank. But he's a credit director there, so he knows his stuff when it comes to business loans, right? Commercial loans. Um, so yeah, bro, trying to build relationships with people who you know more than I do and are in places that I need to be in, that I'm trying to be in. You know what I mean? So um, I told him about an old business of mine, right? The mobile app that I pursued. Um, just to kind of level set with him and kind of let him know what I kind of my background, where I come from, and just to really get the conversation going. But as y'all know, we aren't doing that business anymore. We're not doing the mobile app. We're not building the mobile app anymore. So, um, but again, I ran that by him just to because that is something I did do, right? And because we needed, a conversation starter. You get me? But he seemed like a real cool dude, man. And I'm glad we were able to connect. But and I plan on getting out to Connecticut at some point, and when that happens, me and him probably grab lunch like I told him. Just grab lunch, catch up, and it's just again just kind of building relationships with people who um, you know more than I do, right? They're in places that I need. They're in the meetings I need to be in. They know the things I don't know, right? I can learn from them, right? Those are people I'm trying to, build relationships with, right? Those people I'm trying to build relationships with. Um, so yeah, man. So again, that was my first time talking to him. We communicated a little bit over LinkedIn, but first time talking to him on the phone. We had been playing phone tag a little bit. Um, but yeah. Um, and he was like, it's kind of funny. I don't know if y'all heard, but he was like, I don't really know too much about the Shark Tank space or like about the tech space, right? He's like, I don't really know much about that, like the Shark Tank, tech world. He's like, but if you were trying to, buy a business, if you were trying to acquire a business, I could help you there. You see what I'm saying? Like that's that. You know, as y'all know, that's why I guess again, bro, we 10 steps ahead, right? I do want to acquire a business. That's exactly what I want to do. But I didn't want to talk. You know, you can't talk about that from the get go, right? I can't. I didn't want to talk to him about that from the get go. It's not about that right now. It's just about getting to know him. You know, building a relationship, right? Um, so that again, you know, acquiring me looking to acquire a business is something that I plan on talking to him about in July, August, something like that. You know what I'm saying? 5, 6 months down the road. Um, once I've already, you see what I'm saying? Once I've already built the relationship, because then at that point, right, when I reach out to him and let him know, hey, bro, I'm trying to acquire this business, yada yada yada. You know, he'll probably he gonna be willing to help. You see what I'm saying? He gonna be willing to help. He gonna be willing to make something happen. And that's what it's about, right? That's what's important. You know, is really, I mean, I told you, I mean, I'm trying to get to know more, again, I'm trying to get to know more house brothers who know more than I do, right? They know more than I do. They, you know, are specialized in this area or that area, smarter than me. You know, those are the people I'm trying to talk to, right? Period, right? And you know, he's one of them. He specialized in in credit, you know, in credit and lending, right? Which is exactly what I'm going to need when I look to acquire an e-commerce business in 6, 7 months from now. You see what I'm saying? So, um, and I know I'm being a little redundant, but I'm trying to bring the point home. Like, bro is a credit director. He is literally the person who oversees the underwriters and the what do you call them? The operators. He oversees the loan operators, right? They're the ones that control the loans that come in, right? Like the loan applications, they're like the first one to see the loan applications, right? And then over them is the underwriters. So those are the people who, you know, basically analyze like the specifics of the loan application and all that kind of stuff, and analyze the risk, right, of of the loan, and basically they can block it. They can either say yay or nay. The underwriters can before it even gets to him, right? Before it gets to the credit director. And then the credit director will basically look at the underwriter's decision and review the underwriter's decision, kind of look over, review everything, and they are the ones who say yes or no, right? They're the ones who approve or deny the loan application, right? That's who I was just talking to, the guy who says yay or nay to my business loan application. You get what you see what I'm saying? You see why it's so important that I just had that conversation with him, right? And why I'm and how I'm like thinking 10 steps ahead, right? Um, because when we're interviewing for some pretty big companies right now. Like we got, we got 6, 7, or what, 6, 7. No, let me stop. We got like what, 6 different job opportunities right now. Well, they're not offers yet. But I'm saying I'm interviewing with 6 different companies right now. An offer could come any day now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm interviewing with a lot of different companies. So when we, get that first offer, the goal is to make sure I don't accept anything that's not a good offer, right? I'm trying to make it to where anything I accept, any offer I accept, is a really good offer, right? In terms of base salary, in terms of in terms of base salary, in terms of bonuses, commission, accelerators on the commission, all that kind of stuff, quota. You know, we try to make sure the goal is to get a job at like a top tech company, you know, like a Microsoft or Salesforce, Google, wherever. You see what I'm saying? That's the goal. So if we can get an AE job, account executive job at a company like that, make sure we have a base that's north of 100. I told y'all the goal really is to hit a 200K base, but north of 100K base. You know what I'm saying? And then we should have some really good commission and accelerators if we're at like one of those Fortune 500 tech companies, right? So all that to say, whenever this job that I'm gonna get is gonna compensate your boy well, right? And I'll be in a position, right, to start talking to lenders at that time. Like it could be next month when I could start talking to guys like him. You get my point? You see what I'm saying? It's not as soon as I get the job, I'm gonna start. But I'll be right back. I use the restroom. So yeah, man. Um, I keep getting all these applications. I keep getting all these notifications that I'm not gonna be moving forward in the interview process with these different jobs. I keep getting all these denied emails or whatever. Unfortunately, we decided not to move forward with your candidacy at this time. I'm literally getting emails like that every like 5 minutes because my VA, putting in so many applications. But anyway, yeah, bro. So I don't know. I'm excited about kind of this route I'm taking. I really am, bro. It's something to be excited about because I feel like I'm thinking clearly these days. Right? Not only thinking clearly, we're thinking 10 steps ahead. You see what I'm saying? Like I don't think I like so right now, kind of what the plan is. We've talked about the plan, but I'm gonna kind of let y'all into where we are now. Right? Broke Once a Millionaire in a year. Right? That's my streaming series. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let y'all know kind of where we are now. We're a month in, and we got 11 months to go. That's it. We got 11 months to go. So I'm gonna let y'all know where we are now. Right now, I mean, we kind of are where I thought we were gonna be. Um, we really are. We're basically where I thought we were gonna be. Um, I haven't gotten the offer I'm looking for just yet. Right, I want an offer, a Fortune 500 tech offer, right, from a FANG company, basically. Um, Enterprise account executive role, right, at a Fortune 500 tech company, or FANG company, if you will, right? I've been looking for a 200K base, but um, it's just a lot of pushback on that right now. They don't feel like I got enough years of experience or whatever. But that's still what we're pushing for. Yeah, we let's just say, um, even if we end up with 150, with a 150 base, because of commission and accelerators and things like that, so long as the offer comes from like a top, U.S. tech company, right? The difference isn't going to be that big, right? Even if my base is only 150, it sounds like the difference between 150 and 200 is a lot. Not if I, am able to go. If not, if I get like good, uh, just a good commission structure and have a solid, um, negotiate my accelerators and things like that. Like, and it's a quota that's attainable, right? That's also key, right? The quota can't be unattainable, right? Or else I'm never going to hit the accelerators. You see what I'm saying? So, um, all that anybody who works in sales knows, and I'm literally just really, if we being keeping it a buck, I'm really just starting off in sales. But already, even I know, right, that if the quota is not attainable, in other words, if your quota is too high, right, then and if it's an unrealistic quota, then you're never going to hit the quota, and therefore you're never going to get the accelerators in your offer letter. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, but if I'm working at a top, like a FANG company, it's it's probably a lot more likely that I'm gonna hit my number, I'm gonna hit my quota, because that FANG company has brand recognition, right? They have credibility, they have, they've already proven out, market fit. Um, you know, the deal sizes are much larger, so there's a lot of reasons why I'm more likely to hit my quota if I'm working at, one of these FANG companies, like big U.S. tech companies. So, anyway, we're getting off track a little bit, but where we are is we're still looking for that type of offer, right? We're interviewing with a couple of large companies. I don't want to jinx shit, okay? Or you know what I'm saying, or jump the gun, so I'm not gonna we ain't gonna dive too much. Some of the companies y'all have already heard me talk about, but I'm working on a couple others, right? Kind of make something happen with a couple other companies too. Um, so we'll see how it goes, but um, so that's where we are. We're at the point where we're still trying to get that offer. I kind of anticipated still waiting for that offer in late January. Ideally, we would have gotten an offer like best case scenario would have been like, obviously, like 2 weeks ago. But, you know, um, we're in the process. At least we started in the process with one of the large. They're not FANG, but they're pretty sure Fortune. Yeah, they're definitely Fortune 500 company. So you know what I'm saying? Like, if you come sooner rather than later, but that's where we are. We haven't gotten an offer from the Fortune 500 yet, but as soon as that comes in, right, and then we start working, I'm expecting, uh, depending on the company, I could get a bonus, a signing bonus. That obviously is gonna put money in my pocket right away. I'm also working on a couple other things that I think are gonna put money in my pocket. It's gonna kind of align right around probably the time I get the offer. Working on a couple other things, so it's like, you know, we'll be able to, as soon as we get that offer and start working, we'll be able to basically siphon my my W-2 income into that business bank account, right? To show it as business income. You see what I'm saying? Um, it'll look like business income, and then you know I'm gonna start looking at acquiring the after a few months of showing my pay stub and my bank account balances and whatever, right? I should, if I'm getting paid well enough, I should be saving money and like clearly bank accounts increasing, right? I'm on the uptrend and all that kind of stuff. And obviously, again, the W-2 income is going into a business bank account, right? After a few months of working and basically growing my net worth, growing my income or whatever, all that, growing my savings and all that, then, right? Because a lot of times these lenders, they want to see several months, right? My whole point of saying that is like they want to see several months of like you know uh, consistent income and like they want to see your savings, obviously, preferably going up, right? My savings are going up every month, right? All this stuff, they see I don't have that much debt, so on and so forth, right? So I prove that out for several months, so they can, when they go look at that, they're like, oh yeah, for the past 6 months he's going up, right? Like basically, you know what I'm saying, straight up, he's going up. Then that's when I give David a call, right? Actually, even before I give David a call, I'm sorry. During those 6 months while I'm making money with the job, W-2, I'm researching companies to acquire, right? After a few months, I'm definitely, clearly, easily will have found at least one, company that I want to acquire, right? I'll do the due diligence on it. I'll have, you know, uh, a few other people I know do the due diligence on it, right? Basically, do the research on the company, look over the financials, all that kind of stuff. If that stuff checks out, right, I'm gonna give David a call, and by that time, I'll have built a relationship with David. You see what I'm saying? We'll have gotten to know each other better. We probably have gotten to lunch, went out and got lunch 2, 3 times by then. Like he'll know me pretty well, so on and so forth. So then when I get ready to call him and tell him, look, I'm looking for a business loan. Can you help me out with the process? Help me expedite it. Can you help me, get this thing going? What you think he gonna say? You see what I'm saying? He gonna want to help out. So that's what I'm talking about. And then and the thing is, when it comes to acquiring whatever business I find, what's the number one blocker? What's the number one like uh, problem, right? I would have with acquiring a business. With like obviously the capital itself, right? If a business costs $600,000, $700,000, I don't have $600,000, $700,000, right? But a bank does, credit union does, right? A private equity lender does, right? Right. So there you go. You see what I'm saying? Um, so my point of saying that is, if I have the money, then obviously I'll be able to acquire the business. You see what I'm saying? Right. So I have to do whatever I have to do everything in my power to make sure I position myself, right? Give myself the best chance to get approved, right? once I'm approved and I get that huge lump sum of money, be able to buy the business outright, right? And this business would be a cash flow asset. I can't talk today. A cash flow asset, right? So say it's making, I would be looking at businesses making between 250 and 400K in profit, $21,000 a month. There's no job for me at least, not right now, that's gonna pay me $21,000 a month. It doesn't exist. Okay, period. If I just say, let's just say 10K a month from my W-2 job, right? And all of a sudden I'm making over 30K a month, just like that. So anyway, that's the overall plan. Where we are right now is we still obviously in the early stages because I told y'all what kicks off the plan is the W-2, right? Is this job that we're trying to get. We're trying to make sure that honestly it is quote unquote a really good job. With good base salary, good commission, good accelerators, an attainable quota, all that kind of stuff, right? And then obviously, like I said, it needs to be at a big tech company, preferably. So anyway, man, let me see. I'm seeing here, man. Oh, okay. He sent me this. He want to catch up. I guess is what he's trying to say. So I just got a text from an old friend of mine. Haven't seen him in forever. I can't really see it, but um, he got a pickup. So he drives trucks. He got a pickup in the area. So I guess he's saying he wanna link up. Um, and it says something about him being 50 miles out or something like that. So yeah, it'd be good to see him. I gotta get some stuff done. Man. I gotta get some shit done. I'm gonna ask him how long you gonna be here, or how long you gonna be in the Kennesaw area. Um, yeah, I'm gonna link up with him. I haven't seen bro in like 5, 6, I think probably like 6 years now, something like that. Um, it's crazy, man. It's crazy, 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 crazy. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna try to link up with him. Um, if that's the case, I need to go take a shower. Woke up at 4:30 a.m. this morning to go to my mom's surgery. So the boy hasn't taken a shower and did too much of that stuff yet. We've been riding dirty today, so we gotta make sure we get right. Um, but yeah, man, I'm excited about this plan. Y'all the only ones that know about it. We don't talk to. I'm talking to my dad. I'm talking to nobody else about it. Right? As soon as I start telling people about it, I've experienced this too many times, bro, time and time again. Bro. I don't know how on earth it happens like this shit. This shit happens every time. As soon as I start talking about what I'm trying to do, as soon as I start telling people about what I'm trying to do, that shit go to zero. You know what I mean? So, um, Also, man. The other thing about that excites me about this plan is y'all, as y'all know, I think I told y'all, but next week I'm meeting with a guy named Robert, who is um, a basically he's an Amazon seller, right? He's an e-commerce seller, and he sells on like Amazon. I think it's just Amazon right now, and he's been doing it for like 8 7 8 years, and he's been doing it full time for like 6 years. So when I go, so after I get this job, right, and I'm working a job, I'm saving some money, making some money for a few months, and then I start looking for businesses to acquire. Who do you think I'm gonna reach out to help me review the financials of this Amazon store, this e-commerce store, and like make sure it's gonna be a solid investment, right? A solid acquisition, right? You see what I'm saying? He's gonna help me do the due diligence on that company, and then after I acquire it, he's gonna be an advisor for me. He's gonna be an advisor for me, right? Because he already knows what he's doing. He's been doing it for like 8 years, so he's gonna be able to help me get up to speed quickly. He's basically gonna be a mentor. Y'all ain't hearing me. What's going on, Dad?
Now, quick question.
Yep.
What the doctor said about your mom? How did the surgery go?
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
That's good to hear.
But yeah, I appreciate the advice and everything from you and Beverly. About the job search and all that. I mean, just trying to keep my head down and keep doing what I need to do.
We'll be just fine. Just keep God first. That's the main thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Keep God first. No, it's not. I know. Often people, you know, that are trying to believe, trying to believe, and trying to have faith in God, and something come up, and they, try to, they'll put in God's hands and try to, let Him keep it.
But then when it don't go their way, then they want to stop believing.
Right, right.
And don't understand all of it because it just because it don't happen the way you think it should happen, that don't mean that God is not on it. Understand?
Right.
It's happen the way we think it should happen. Because when you put something in God's hands, and when He does it, He makes it so plain that He did it. You know that it was Him, how it was done.
Yeah.
But His time is not our time. So we can easily get frustrated and start getting mad with God, but He don't care and all this stuff He's saying, and it's never Him. It's never Him. It's just that when you give Him something, it don't come on your time. But one thing is definite, is that it's the perfect time. When it do happen, it's a perfect time.
Right.
That's hard, but it's hard for us to get. I mean, we can say, okay, I got you, I understand. But when you're going through, you really don't get it a lot of times. You just, because we are flesh, we're fleshly creatures.
Right.
We don't get it, but
Yep.
But I got you though.
Yep. All good there. All good. Like you said,
You're gonna be on, right? You're gonna be hanging out over there at night, right?
No, I'm done. Yeah, I heard about all the ice stuff.
So it's becoming.
Huh?
That's supposed to be coming.
No, Dad, I'm talking about ice. You doing the same thing that Mom did when I talked to her.
Oh, you talking about the ice guys going around having food?
Yeah.
You have a piece, don't you? Do you? Yeah, it'll be just fine. So, what this are you saying about ice? What about them?
They I don't know, Dad. They've been going around doing crazy stuff. I haven't seen anything really. Mom was just been telling me about it.
Yeah.
So she was telling me the other night she wants to make sure. She was just saying she don't like me being out late and all this, all that stuff that
Yeah.
mother's gonna say. So yeah, I get all of that.
She been telling me to call Miles and tell him he don't need to be out there. She called and then she called Quincy.
Yeah.
Quincy ain't going nowhere at night. Them baby got him locked down. It was the time he would be out there.
Yeah.
No more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Locked.
Yeah, he locked down now.
Oh yeah, he loving it too though.
That's good.
It's funny how a child can change a man. A child can change a real man. Oh, a child will mess his head up. But
Mm.
a man that a boy that wants to be a man, wow, he's gonna keep on doing the dumb stuff.
Mm.
just watch him, listen to Quincy, talking about stuff and talking about how he changed and how he feels about stuff.
Yeah.
Like, good thing.
Nah, that's a really good thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. So what Victor doing, Miles?
Hmm?
What is Victor doing?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him. I was just thinking about that earlier this morning at the doctor's office. I think that I'm gonna call him or text him and see if we can make something happen. Um, I still want to, help take the company to the next level. Um, because he doesn't know what he doesn't know. He don't know. So I still, like I said, I still want to help him take the company to the next level. But but it's got to make sense. It's got to make sense. We gotta come to some type of agreement that makes sense. Um, I told him, it's like, I basically told him I got other priorities right now. So right now, we're focusing on the job thing, trying to get the right job. But I don't want to get in too late, even though I truly don't believe he's anything's gonna really change. Um, for what he's doing, he has no idea about what he's doing with the sales in terms of a sales process. Um, but you know, um, you don't want to get in too early. You don't want to get in too late. You know.
Yeah.
So I don't think a couple months really changes anything in terms of. I don't think that's gonna be me getting in too late. But you never know. You never know. So I'm gonna have to think long and hard about that because I don't want to get in too late. Again, just to be clear, I don't really think I don't think anything's gonna change because he's too stubborn and thinks that he knows everything. So I don't think much anything's gonna change or has changed since the last time I talked to him. I don't think it will change. Um, but again, I just don't want to get in too late. So I'm trying to make the first priority, getting the job, all that stuff, and then hopefully that comes sooner rather than later, right? Because basically, the sooner that comes, then I would want to, work with Victor because it's like I don't really feel like I can be um, an asset, really. Honestly, I don't think I can be an asset until I'm back, you know, uh, until I have that stability again. Once I have like stability, is when I think I can be an asset.
Right. So do we have? Is this product up now?
I don't know. I haven't done anything. Nothing. I haven't talked to him. Haven't looked at it. Nothing. In whatever it's been, 2 months, 2.5 months. Like I told you, he reached back out to me I guess, a few weeks ago, last month, whatever. I think it's been like 3, 4, probably about a month ago now. And he reached out to me, and, talking about what he say? He's like, Miles, I think we just launched our such and such our new API and our prediction API, and I think that Phillips Company could really benefit from a partnership with us. So uh, if you're willing to work as a separate entity outside of Trending Neurons, we might be able to work something out. That's basically what he said.
Ain't too bright. Ain't too bright, is it?
Like I said, Dad, I told you. I told you. I've told you this many times. He thinks he knows everything, and he's trying to guard equity for a company that doesn't have any value yet. The only value you can tie to the company, I guess, is he doesn't even have the patents secured yet. I mean, he has some patents pending, right, or whatever. But like, he 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 has the mindset that his company is so valuable, and he is afraid to give up equity in the company. That's the bottom line. I told you the partnership didn't work before. He doesn't listen. He doesn't listen. He thinks he knows everything. He is by far the most stubborn person I think I've ever met. Most stubborn and arrogant person I think I ever met. Well, it's not. I think he's definitely the most stubborn and arrogant person I've ever met.
He's true to his company because that is.
Okay, Dad, but I get you, Dad. But like, I'm not gonna, I'm not here to bash the guy or whatever. I'm just saying that that's just what I've observed. So it is what it is, Dad. If we work together, cool. If we don't, it's cool. We probably will work together. We'll get something done. But I'm just saying, as of right now, that's what it is. He doesn't want to give up equity in his company. And, when I tried to work out a performance-based equity structure, he still didn't want to do that because he felt like I was seeking the equity I was seeking was too high. So he didn't want to do that either. I told you. So in other words, like I told you, I wasn't asking him to give me any equity. I was saying if I do X, Y, Z, right? If I perform, if I get X, Y, and Z done, then I get the equity in the company, right? Most companies don't do that. They give you the equity right away. They just say, oh, I'm gonna give you this much equity. It's gonna vest over 2 years, 3 years, or 4 years, right? We weren't even doing that. I told him, our agreement was, I'm not even gonna ask equity. Like, I'm not. You don't have to give me equity up front. You're only gonna give me equity when I perform, when I get this, A, B, and C milestones done. And he still didn't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So, he's trying to do everything his way, and if he would listen, he would get things done much, much faster. But he doesn't want to listen, and he thinks he knows everything.
Yeah, that's always what he failed to.
When you and I were talking, and I don't know if you remember, but I told you him back out to me in about 2, 3 months later, trying to come back to the table and try to make a deal.
Right. Yeah.
It didn't happen in 3 months. It happened in like 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
He came back to the table much sooner than I thought he was going to. So I was right, but it happened even faster than I thought it was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, like, we can try to go back to the table again. That's basically what he said a couple weeks ago. We can go back to the table and see if we can come to some type of agreement. But I can't really be putting too much time into it right now. It honestly doesn't require that much time, okay, for me to put into what he's doing because I'm selling it, right? But I gotta get the stability first with the W-2 with the job, and then I said, I can help him out. Well, him and I can come to an agreement before I get the job. So, like I said, I might call him tomorrow. I could call him as early as today, tomorrow, right? To see if we can come to an agreement now, ahead of time. I've been thinking about doing that, but you know, but at the end of the day, we gotta come to an agreement, and so far we haven't been able to do that. Um, there's no ill will, there's no bad blood. I want to see his company be successful.
Yeah, either way.
His company, because when Trending Neurons is successful, then I'm successful. If I'm a part of the company, and obviously he's that much more successful, right? Like, you see what I'm saying? Because he owns, majority equity, right? So he'll be, really successful. So, it's in my best interest. That's why I kept trying to explain this to him as well. Like, he's over here, trying to guard the equity of his company. And I'm like, dude, like, I am invested. I'm incentivized to sell your solution as best I can. You see, I'm incentivized to get deals done, right? If I'm a part of the company, why would I be like? All of my efforts would be put into helping the company grow, helping the company scale, right? Like, he keeps thinking that he's like, in his mind, the company is a multi-billion-dollar company, right? In reality, it's closer to zero.
Yeah, because you ain't got nothing going on.
Right, right. That's what I'm saying. But you can't tell him that, right? And so that he views the company as a multi-billion-dollar company, and so that's why he's so reluctant to give any equity away, even when. Yeah, so that's all it is. I mean, we'll go back to the table again, um, and try to get something done. And you know, and that's all there is to it. Early into 2026, trying to get the W-2 job, right? If I would have done what I need to do last year, instead of me looking for a job right now, I could just be working with, obviously doing my job, right, doing the W-2 job, but then I could be working with his company right now as well. So in other words, it was a waste of my time to be investing time into his company when I wasn't stable. I basically lost a whole year, right? So that's why I said it's no point in me, like, you have to learn from your mistakes, and that's what I've done. That's why I'm not concerned about anything going on with his company. Miles has to take care of Miles. Once Miles takes care of Miles, then we can talk about whatever his company is doing, which right now is nothing.
Well, Miles, yeah, it's booming. Those is making $1 million a month, they be making $2 million a month by the end of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, not sooner. So, yeah, this girl, I saw her. I think it was either on YouTube or Facebook. Yeah. So I'm gonna look. I thought I was gonna send it to you, but I said no, I'm not even gonna look at this. But I said I wanna look at it and for myself, because from what she's saying, she can show she got one product. She had one product that cost her $1, and she said she made $700,000 on it. A lot of people would say, easy to say, "Oh, she's lying." That's not true, but that can be real, real true. Very, very true. You understand what I'm saying? Because
Right.
people don't understand the power of this internet. It's huge.
Right.
And then on top of that, the internet, they're saying that the computer skill is not even in North Atlanta. I mean North United States. It's still I think right over 50%. They say right over 50% of households have say it is. Do you know what that's huge? Wow. So I look at, like I was looking at e-commerce once before when I was looking at it. I said, wait a minute, I don't need but a couple of products and I should be making some money. Like you were saying, the guy you talked to, what he was talking about, and like you told me, Dad, he wouldn't be if he wasn't probably making at least 10 a month or so. Yeah, you're right. He's doing that and some probably.
Yeah.
And if he's not, he's on his way.
Yeah.
Because I know all the stuff that I buy is always whatever it is on there that you're looking for is at least 2, sometimes 4 other people selling the same thing, but at a different price. It could be a penny less, $1 less. But then you got to look at the prime and how quick a person want it. So yeah, this thing is, man, please. This e-commerce ain't no joke.
Yeah, Jay. So yeah, I mean, it's important to, that's why I'm doing, doing my research now and trying to learn about the things that are, that can help take me to where I'm trying to go. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
I told you, we already talked about the guy, Robert. You talking about Robert? It's my thing is I just feel like it's important for me to meet and talk to people who know their stuff, right? Whatever that is. And Robert is one of them. He seems like he knows, the e-commerce space really, really well. And so, my goal is to, is to get in with him.
Well,
or not get in with him, but just,
yeah.
like just talk, understand what what he knows and that type of thing. So.
And everything he willing to share, you grab it.
Yeah, I'm a sponge.
Yeah.
I'm a sponge.
But and then it's so sad, but you didn't do this stuff. You didn't do this, and what I'm saying is how you have to. If you're doing something, what I learned, I know I told you this, but playing all the sports I did, and I did all of them except soccer, is that I learned from the older guys. I didn't play with somebody that didn't know no more than me.
Mm-hmm.
I learned from the big boys. I hung out with the big boys and got abused learning. Okay, and so and that's with everything actually I've done. I mean, I'm not trying. Here I am talking. I'm trying to learn something, and then I'm gonna talk to my buddy about it. Okay, and I know
He don't know nothing.
No, he don't know nothing. So what
So both of y'all don't know nothing.
Yeah.
Y'all just two folks that don't know nothing.
Right, and you trying to, and then you say, what, and you ask him what he think about it. And here is, you got a major situation that you can do something big, and you ask him, and his mindset is zero. And you gonna ask him what he think about it? Come on, man.
Y'all at the same level of knowledge about the topic, and you talking to somebody that doesn't, you talking to somebody with the same, level of knowledge on whatever topic, and asking him what he thinks you should do,
right?
What he thinks the next step should be, or how you should do this, how you should do that. He don't know nothing. He don't know nothing.
Zero. But guess what, Miles? I've seen it my whole life. You have seen it in your short term. That's what we do.
Yeah.
You know, hang with your buddy, and you ain't going nowhere in life because he ain't going nowhere in life.
Yeah.
You think he got a factory job and he making a couple of dollars. He happy.
Yeah.
He's happy. He living good.
And they think we should be. That's what they think. They feel like we should be happy with that.
That's what you need to be happy with.
Yeah.
So then, when they find somebody and talk to somebody, as the video, as the video that you shared, you say, wait a minute, this nigga here, he too smart. He don't even sound like a nigga. That's how they think. You know? So they like, so how we gonna deal with him? No, we can't. No. We ain't let him get this money. We ain't letting this nigga make more money than me.
Yeah, no. We can't hire him.
No, it ain't happening.
He's a threat.
That is exactly how they think, and you got to know that. Not with somebody thinking, you got to know that before you deal with them. Make him prove to be different. But until then, that's what you got to know when you're dealing with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when they deal with you, I already know. Dealing with Miles. Okay, so is Miles talking about something? First of all, like I told B, I know Miles know how to talk. He know how to represent himself. Okay, and he ain't scared. He ain't scared. He's not be intimidated. Okay, you proved that when you was a young kid, way back in the 5th grade or so. So, yeah, no. So that's why, the bottom line, I know greatness is ahead of you, and I pray God just be here when it happens, as it happens, because it's going to happen just when. We'll see.
Yeah.
And then in your quest for that, you're going to still remain Miles, humble. You ain't trying to step on nobody's toes. Be exact. You happy for the guy. Oh man, that's great, man. And you're not saying it to not mean it. Most people say it,
but they don't mean it.
They don't mean it. No, they can't wait to cut you up.
Mm-hmm.
Time you walk away, that nigga, who you think? Man, please, that nigga ain't gonna get nothing. He ain't going nowhere. He ain't doing nothing. And no, you ain't gonna support that nigga. I'm sorry, it's that way, but that's the way it is. It's life.
Yeah.
But it's two things. Remember this, I've told you this forever. There's two things that a white boy respects. When I say a white boy, I'm talking about them that got money. That's why you got to be talking to the ones at the top. There's two things they respect, white boys, period. They respect power and knowledge, okay? And power can be money or knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Either one. And then they respect you. Now, during the whole time, though, they're trying to think, how this nigga know so much? How I supposed to be on top? I'm supposed to be the one telling him.
Mm-hmm.
How he gonna be telling me? Okay, so he gonna be trying to figure out a way to dethrone you. That's why you stay up on your game. It's like a teacher, a school teacher.
Yep.
During the summer break, they offer them classes, right? They offer them classes to up their ability.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever they're doing, let them know the new game is on it, so they can be on top of it.
Right.
Just like Michael Jordan, okay? On the off season, everybody was out, partying and vacationing. Mike was in the gym. Shit. He said, whenever they told me something, the commentators talking about something I was weak at. The first time they say he couldn't go to the left. He could go to the left, but I guess not as strong as they thought that he should have been. So then he come back, he go to the left strong as he can to the right. And then they say he cannot shoot the jumper. And then he come back with a jumper. They said he could not shoot with the left hand. He come back and can shoot with the left hand. And now they said he's the best of the best. Ain't nothing he can't do. But he listened. And he knew for me to stay at the top of my game. Everybody gunning for me. So I got to stay at the top of it. I got to keep learning. I got to stay in shape. And when you look at the superstar ball players, those are the ones that stayed at the top and to retire, what have you. Yeah, their exercise or their fitness level was off the charts. They did what they had to do to stay fit. And you know what? One commercial, I don't think it was commercial. I think it was YouTube. Miles, I saw they were asking Deion Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
They said, "Who you think? Do you think that you're a better athlete than Michael Jordan?" He said, "Well," he said, before it was a prime, which is him, which is prime. He said before it was a prime, it was, I think he said greatness, okay? And he said, I could not, he said, yeah, I played baseball, but I couldn't hit a curveball. He said, Michael Jordan couldn't hit a curveball either. But he said, Bo knocked a curveball out the park. He said, Bo is the dog, bottom line. And he was. He was probably,
Dad, hold on real quick, there. Miles Hannah.
Hey, now this Auntie Jacinta.
Oh, hey, Auntie Jacinta, how's it going?
Okay, how your mother?
She's doing pretty good. She
Is she sleeping?
I think she's sleeping right now. Danielle's up there with her.
Okay.
I think they were talking
I
think they were talking for a little while, and then she said she was going to sleep though. My mom did.
Okay. I was I thought Danny had gone home, but anyway, I sent her some flowers, but I haven't heard from FTD that they had delivered. They were supposed to deliver today.
Okay, I haven't seen any flowers yet. I'll go check in a second though to see.
Okay, well just keep an eye. Don't say anything to her, but then.
Okay, just keep an eye out.
The day is not over with either.
Right. That's why I said I'll go check out there. I won't say anything.
Okay. All right.
Bye. All right, Dad. That was Aunt Jacinta calling, checking on Mom.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, but Bo Jackson could hit, the fastball and the curve and everything else they threw. he been knocking them out the park. And you remember when he was playing baseball? I don't know if you ever saw it when he was playing, I think center field, and he ran and caught one that they thought that they had knocked out.
Mm-mm. I didn't really get a chance to watch Bo Jackson. That was kind of before my time. Well, I was never a baseball guy anyway. So,
Bo Jackson, well, look at him as a running back then. Look at him on YouTube. He was a beast.
Yeah, I'll check him. I can check him out on YouTube for sure.
Ran.
Yeah.
He the one that ran over Bosworth.
Oh yeah. I heard about that. I think I saw like some clip one time where they always were talking about Bosworth this, Bosworth that, and boom.
Yeah,
Bo Jackson ran him over.
Yeah, Bosworth said that they were asking, they were getting ready to play Oakland, and they asked Bosworth what he thought. He getting ready to go against Bo Jackson. He said, I'll show you how to bring him down. Okay, so they in the game, and it was perfect. Not playing football no more. He said, because any man can run over me. Make me know that I don't need to be playing this game. And he did not play another game. He quit football and then because he was the golden run over right over the top of it. Kept going. God dog it. Bo was a beast. You know you're a beast if you know the reason he got hurt, the reason he didn't play no more. He got hurt. And he got hurt. He was going down the sideline. One of the defensive back grabbed him, right? Grabbed his leg.
Mm-hmm.
And Bo kept running. He was dragging him.
Mm-hmm.
But so they said he hurt Bo's leg, but what happened, what Bo did, he was so strong, he pulled his own leg out of the socket.
Mm. That's crazy.
That is. And so he from the hip part of the leg.
Mm-hmm.
He was dragging the guy, and he just pulled it strong and pulled his hip. That whole thing out of dislocated it. That whole leg.
Wow.
That's a beast right there. And then he was a solid. He was a good beast. He didn't brag. He didn't talk about stuff. He just played ball.
Mm.
He just played ball. But man, yeah, you need to watch some of that, Miles. He was a beast. Yeah, okay. He was a beast.
Bet. I'm gonna check it out. Check it out.
Yeah, I understand. Man can run. I ain't never seen a man that run a wall.
Mm.
He went back to get this guy. I guess he caught the ball with hard. And Joe was running. Bo was running to get it. And when he caught the ball, the wall was right there. And he just jumped on the wall, Miles. Like he was just stepping on it.
Mm-hmm.
And just, ran up the wall, jumped back down. You gotta look, just put up some videos on Bo. They'll show it to you. It was a beast.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna check him out.
Yeah, check him out. Yeah, when you check him out, you're gonna call me. You're gonna say, Dad, this guy, yeah, he was all that. And a bag of chips, okay?
Yeah.
I hated when he got hurt, didn't play no more.
Yeah.
And the best running back, though, as far as running back, I would have to say it was What the little guy name? He Sanders.
Barry Sanders.
Barry Sanders. Oh man, please. That boy there. He was shifty. He was a good running back. He ain't no joke. He made defensive backs. I mean defenses look bad. He really did.
That's what our running back, Bijan Robinson, he said that's who he watches, that's who he studies, Barry Sanders.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah.
You don't. He kind of reminds you, yeah. He kind of reminds you of Barry, but not as smooth as Barry was. He didn't have.
You ain't watched Bijan enough, Dad. You go watch some Bijan highlights.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do that now. Really am.
Yeah, if you go watch his highlights, watch some of his highlights over the past few years, you can be like, oh, okay. Yeah, I see. Then you're gonna see it.
He was a bad boy now. Ain't taking that from him.
Yeah.
He's good. I'm not saying he's not good at all. He's really good. Really good. No doubt. So no, I'm not. He's not.
I know you're not saying he's not good. That I'm just saying you gotta watch a little bit more, cause you ain't watching enough.
Okay. Well, I think it's back in the league.
Huh? You breaking up a little bit now, Dad.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. How's your auntie Jacinda doing, Miles?
She's doing pretty good.
Good.
Yeah, she's hanging in there.
Good.
Yeah, I think she's concerned about her best friend right now. So, as you can imagine.
And and she should be.
Yeah.
Vice versa.
Mhm. Yep.
Praying that God give them longevity. He is.
Yeah. Yep. But all right, Dad. I gotta go use the restroom real quick. But I'll talk to you later though.
Okay, Miles.
All right.
Don't forget if you talk to that guy, see if he's online. Let's see what we can get from it.
It's about e-commerce. Robert.
No, I know you don't talk to him. No, I'm talking about Victor.
Oh yeah. All right.
Okay, love you. Talk to you.
All right, love you too. Bye. There it is, y'all. So, I'm about to dip. Got a couple little errands to run. Got a few things to do. I am going to